Hello, my name is Joey, and this is AmberForge. It's a game of mine that's currently in development. A strategy game where two players build up their kingdoms, build up armies, and fight each other over control of the mystical AmberForges throughout the land. As you can see, the game is played on a hex grid here, and so it's very much a tactics game in that regard. But whereas most tactics games are turn-based, this one is played in real time, so all of the units operate off of their own timers. So in order to win, you have to be clever, but you also have to be quick. What I'm going to be doing today is going over a game from a recent playtester tournament, and just providing some commentary and an introduction to the game. Okay, spawning in the bottom left corner here, in the purple, it is Pine, aka Salmorando. Moving us to starting units forward here on Origins. He's going to be facing his opponent in the top right corner. In the red, it is Novorosi, aka Quiet Forest. And yeah, here on Origins, I think we see the most variety of openers on this map. Definitely a lot of ways you can take it. Now both players going for their forward bread pickups. Get a little extra food, kind of posturing with their kings to make sure that neither can disrupt the collecting peasants. It is quite easy to disrupt the collection of the starting pickup resources on this map, but both of them content to, kind of play a gentleman's game, letting each of them pick up a little bundle of food resources to jumpstart their economies here. Both of them going for a quick second village, so economic openers out of both of them. Also both of them going for second food pickups. Looks like Novorosi trying to sneak in with the peasant to disrupt Pine's collection, but not able to get past the king there. Nice placement on the king. So he's going to go and collect some amber pickups. A lot of peasants coming out of both of them, actually. Like kind of just scrambling to, get all the pickups early on here. And we see both of them at about the exact same timing going for first barracks. Novorosi with kind of more standard defensive placement of the barracks, whereas Pine going for a much more forward placement. Kind of preempting the placement of the third village, which we see both of them going for third village at around the same time as well. So pretty mirrored build so far. Pretty even start here. Pine's king is a little far forward, but there's not really a whole lot that Novorosi can do about it, since both players are pretty, delayed in getting their first barracks out. And just some more skirmishing of the peasants here. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what, how economic both players are going to try to be in this map, both on three bases. And actually, Novorosi coming in with two peasants to try to disrupt the villages. One peasant falls to the archer, but the other one gets through, smacks the village. That's going to disable his collection for 30 seconds. Tries to smack the other one, but luckily for Pine, peasant spawns just in time to block it. You do have to put damage on the village itself in order to disrupt its food collection. So the peasant, being able to take the shot, basically. And it looks like that last peasant is probably going to fall here. Sacrificing two peasants for disruption of a village, probably a fairly even trade. Pine went for a disruption of his own there, we saw, but Novorosi's red king was able to stop that from getting any damage done. We see a huge ball of peasants. Pine's been kind of producing peasants non-stop almost for a while. It's going to be only archers and peasants look like a final building a swordsman, just because he's out of amber. You do need amber to build archers, of course, so I wonder if he's looking to basically have peasants instead of swordsmen to tank the damage. Be a peasants. Novorosi coming in for another disruption, but legion of peasants is going to make that a little difficult for him to find any villages. Okay, and both players have been powering on 3 villages for a while now. Um, yeah, I think we've seen Novorosi start to expand military production, but oh yeah, I mean there's a horseman out. I didn't even notice that the stables went up. So yeah, horseman is going to be able to um, kind of command the field for a while, especially with no pikemen out. Yeah, the relationship of horsemen and pikemen. Um, Horsemen are pretty dominant, but the pikeman unit, which Pine does not have any of, is going to be able to counter that if he gets any out. We have multiple fights happening at the same time. The right here, some archers getting some good damage in, ultimately deciding to back up. And then meanwhile, at the left here, Novorosi coming in with 2 horsemen and a swordsman, able to kill a lot of peasants so far. Yeah, the peasants, they're great for tanking, for delaying, but their damage output is so low that they're not actually. They're gonna struggle to clean up that attack there happening. Novorosi kind of expanding behind that and towards the left on arguably Pine's side of the map. Fight continues, so many dying peasants. Finally gonna take out one of the swordsmen, but both of the horsemen coming in. A smack of each village coming from both of them right before those 2 peasants pop out too. So that's most of Pine's resource collection is being disrupted for the time being as he finally also expands to his 4th village. And yes, still no answer to these horsemen. They've done so much damage so far. They're just creating a graveyard of peasants at the bottom left here. Yeah, I'd love to see pikemen come out of that barracks, but I mean, it hurts to just be on 1 barracks, I suppose. I'm starting to pay for that. And Novorosi just continuing to expand. He's kind of got a big defensive line on his side of the map. I guess that's where the majority of Pine's army is at this point. I guess, yeah, he's satisfied just wreaking havoc in Pine's original base and just kind of deterring the main army of Pine from moving in and doing damage of his own. Pretty good situation. And so both starting villages for Pine are taken out, putting him on 2 villages now. He actually just smacked the third one. Third one might fall too. In fact, you see swordsmen start to come out. I'd love to see a pikeman, but looks like the swordsmen are getting the job done. And yeah, at this point, such a big material advantage. And so much of Pine's army went into peasants, which did not fare well against the horsemen. That's an interaction we don't really see that often. And I think we see Novorosi expanding to one of Pine's original bases here. Really just kind of putting pressure on all sides. We see a pikeman out. That's definitely going to deter the horsemen, going to force them to back off. And at this point, really, it's Novorosi's game to lose. He's got a big economic advantage. His army is also pretty much bigger than Pine's. At this point, I guess you're looking for trying to get a snipe on the enemy king as purple here. But Novorosi, you can see tucked at the very top as the king's safe and sound in the village behind his army. So that would be tough to get a kill on. We do see a bit of skirmishing at the left. Like Novorosi's very ambitious village was denied. And we see another attempt here for Pine to get another village up. Wonder if Novorosi's going to try to disrupt that, or if he's content just sitting there with his defensive line. It is hard to be the attacker when the armies get this large, because you do have to command each unit one at a time. It looks like Pine is going for it. He recognizes that he's going to have to do something sooner or later, being at such an economic disadvantage. Thanks to the horseman, that's pretty good. He's losing his front line. That 1 archer isn't going to be able to do enough. 2 archers at the right, unfortunately not aiding in the fight. And he does lose an archer. 2 remaining. As Novorosi taking the opportunity to get that base up again. Getting good value killing the horsemen, but at this point it's 2 archers and 2 pikemen is all of the standing army that's left, and even those are falling, so that is going to be game. Pretty slow and steady victory for Novorosi. Thank you very much for checking out the video. Like I said, AmberForge is currently in development. We're having waves of playtests, and we'd love to get as many playtesters as possible. So if you liked what you saw and want to get in on the action, then please feel free to join us in the Discord linked below.